Codeman's Travels here, bringing you on another cemetery adventure. Right now, I am in San Fernando Mission Cemetery in Mission Hills, California. You're going to find some big names here: Chuck Connors, Ritchie Valens, Clarence Nash, Walter Brennan, William Frawley, a bunch of names. So join me on my adventure, won't you? And we'll see some celebrity graves. Thank you. So coming in for the entrance, we find ourselves at Section C, Lot 248, Grave 3. We find the final resting place, the legendary Ritchie Valens. Born May 13th, 1941 in Los Angeles, California, he was an American guitarist, singer, and songwriter who was a rock and roll pioneer of the Chicano rock movement. He expressed an interest in music by the age of 5, later learning guitar, trumpet, and drums. Even though he was left-handed, he was so eager to learn the guitar that he taught himself to play right-handed. Valens often improvised new lyrics and added new riffs to popular songs, and while he attended Pacomia Junior High, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, he would bring his guitar to school to play and sing to his friends on the bleachers. His first recording was in 1958 with the song "Come On, Let's Go," soon followed by a double A-side record that featured the classic hits Donna and La Bamba, which sold over 1 million copies and became a legendary rendition. On February 2nd, 1959, Ritchie Valens, along with Buddy Holly and G.P. Richardson, known as the Big Bopper, had just left a performance at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake, Iowa. When around 12:55 on February 3rd, the 4-passenger Beechcraft Bonanza, heading for Fargo, North Dakota, crashed a few minutes after takeoff for reasons still unknown. Valens, Holly, Richardson, and the pilot, Roger Peterson, were all killed on impact. Valens was only 17 when he died. The tragic incident would become known as the day the music died. The tragedy was the inspiration for the 1971 hit American Pie, written by Don McLean. Valens is considered the first Latino to successfully cross over into mainstream rock, and his songs have been covered by many other musicians. So for me, this one hits home pretty hard because I'm from Iowa, and this is a legend in my state, especially around Clear Lake. My grandma, surprised, she was only 6 years old when this happened. Bear in mind, she lived many miles away from Clear Lake, but she heard about it. She knows about what happened. So this one hits home close to me. But rest in peace, Ritchie. Sorry you died so young. Thank you for everything. There's his mother right there. Rest in peace to you both. We now find ourselves in Section D, Lot 445, and at Grave 8, we find the final resting place of the legendary Walter Brennan. Born July 25th, 1894 in Lynn, Massachusetts, he is an American actor and singer best known for portraying Western sidekicks and lovable old codgers. Brennan is one of only 3 male actors to win 3 Academy Awards, the other 2 being Jack Nicholson and Daniel Day-Lewis, and the only male or female actor to win 3 awards in the supporting actor category. The 3 films that won him his Academy Awards were 1936's Come and Get It, 1938's Kentucky, and 1940's The Westerner. In a career lasting over 40 years, he appeared in over 230 films and television roles. Some of his best-known other role films were in 1959's Rio Bravo, 1948's Red River, 1944's To Have and Have Not, 1955's Bad Day at Black Rock, 1942's The Pride of the Yankees, 1941's Meet John Doe, and 1941's Sergeant York. The majority of people will remember him for his iconic performance as Grandpa Amos McCoy on the hit TV show The Real McCoys, which ran for 6 seasons from 1957 to 1962. Apart from being an actor, Brennan was also a singer, recording several songs that included Old Rivers, which peaked at number 5 on the U.S. Billboard chart, and Mama Sang a Song, which was a top 40 hit. Film historians and critics consider Brennan one of the finest character actors in motion picture history, and for his contributions to the film industry, he has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he was inducted in the Hall of Great Western Performers at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City. Walter Brennan passed away on September 21st, 1974 from emphysema at age 80. So now we find ourselves in Section J, T-20 at grave 123, and we find the rifleman himself, Chuck Connors, whose real name was Kevin. Born April 10th, 1921 in Brooklyn, New York. He was an American actor and professional basketball and baseball player who is one of only 13 athletes in American professional sports history to have played in both the MLB and NBA. Connors played baseball for the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1949 and the Chicago Cubs in 1951. With the NBA, he played for the Boston Celtics from 1946 to 1948. While attending Seton Hall on an athletic scholarship, he earned his forever nickname Chuck, which was derived from him playing on Seton Hall's baseball team. He would repeatedly yell to the pitcher from the first base, "Chuck it to me, baby, chuck it to me." He later left Seton Hall to serve in the U.S. Army following America's entrance into World War II. Connors' most famous role was as Lucas McCain on The Rifleman, which ran from 1958 to 1963. It was the first show to feature a widowed father raising a young child. He got the role after beating out other auditioning actors, and after the producers saw Connors in the classic Disney film Old Yeller, which was released 1 year prior to the premiere of The Rifleman, they decided that he should be cast as Lucas McCain. His other best-known roles included 1973's Soylent Green, 1963's Flipper, 1963's Move Over Darling, 1958's The Big Country, the 1977 miniseries Roots, which he was nominated for an Emmy Award, and 1979's Tourist Trap. In 1991, Connors was inducted into the Western Performers Hall of Fame at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City, and in 1984 was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Chuck Connors passed away on November 10th, 1992 from lung cancer at age 71. I salute you, Rifleman. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you for everything. Now we find ourselves in Section C, Lot 66, and at Grave C, we find the final resting place of William Frawley. Born February 26, 1887 in Burlington, Iowa, he was an American actor and vaudevillian whose most famous roles were as landlord Fred Mertz on the sitcom I Love Lucy and as Bug O'Casey on the TV comedy series My Three Sons. He began a career in vaudeville in 1914, performing on multiple Broadway shows, and over the next 35 years appeared in over 100 films. Known as a character actor, he found roles in comedies, dramas, musicals, westerns, and romances. William Frawley suffered a heart attack while walking down on Hollywood Boulevard on March 3, 1966 at age 78. So coming in off the main road, right by the monument that depicts Jesus on the cross, are a bunch of mausoleums. If you go down this one right here, located at 28E, row 4, level E, is the final resting place of Carmine and Italia Coppola. Carmine Coppola was born on June 11, 1910 in New York. He was the father of director Francis Ford Coppola, August Coppola, and actress Talia Shire. He was a composer and conductor who collaborated on his son's films, including the legendary classic 1972's The Godfather and its sequels, 1974's The Godfather Part 2, and 1990's The Godfather Part 3, along with 1979's Apocalypse Now, 1983's The Outsiders, and 1980's Napoleon. Over his career, he won both the Academy Award and Golden Globe for Best Original Score. He was the grandfather of actor Nicolas Cage, filmmaker and actress Sofia Coppola, actor and musician Jason Schwartzman. Carmine Coppola passed away on April 26, 1981 at the age of 80. Italia Coppola was born December 12, 1912 in New York City. She was the wife of Carmine and mother to August, Francis Ford Coppola, and Talia Shire. She was the maternal grandmother of Jason Schwartzman and the paternal grandmother of Nicolas Cage and Sofia Coppola. She was known for her Italian cooking and published a cookbook titled Mama Coppola's Pasta Book. She also had a pasta and sauce line called Mammarella. Her son Francis would use her image on the Mammarella pasta and sauce line. Italia Coppola passed away on January 21st, 2004 at age 91. We now find ourselves in Section F, Tier 49, and right by the road at grave 51 is Michael Maltese. Born February 6, 1908 in New York, he was best known for his work with Merry Melodies cartoons in the 1950s, collaborating with Chuck Jones and producing many highly acclaimed animated shorts. He worked in animation for Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, in which he helped create classic cartoon characters Pepe Le Pew, Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote, and Yosemite Sam. Later working with Hanna-Barbera Animation, he helped create the Flintstones, Huckleberry Hound, Yogi Bear, Quick Draw McGraw, and Wacky Races. He wrote a total of 200 storyboards for Hanna-Barbera. Maltese passed away on February 22, 1981 from cancer at age 73. Far from where Michael Maltese is buried, you come down a few rows here. In Section F, Lot 47, grave 25, you find the final resting place of Clarence Nash. Born December 7th, 1904 in Watauga, Oklahoma, he was an American voice actor who was the original voice of legendary Disney character Donald Duck. The world was introduced to Donald in 1934's The Wise Little Hen. Nash would go on to voice Donald Duck for 51 years and over 120 shorts and films. Donald Duck became one of the world's most famous cartoon characters. To keep Donald consistent throughout the world, Nash voiced the character in all foreign languages that Disney shorts were translated to. In addition to voicing Donald, Nash would also voice his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Donald Duck's voice is distinctive both for its duck-like quality and the fact that it's often very difficult for anyone to understand, especially when Donald flew into a rage. Clarence Nash passed away on February 20th, 1985 of leukemia at age 80. Now we are in Section C, Lot 349, and at Space 5, we find the unmarked grave of Penny Singleton. Born September 15th, 1908 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, she was an American actress who had a 60-year career on stage, screen, radio, and television, with most of her famous roles as Blondie Bumstead in 28 motion pictures from 1938 to 1950, and the popular radio program Blondie from 1939 to 1950, and as the voice of Jane Jetson in the Hanna-Barbera classic cartoon, The Jetsons. She was president of the American Guild of Variety Artists from 1958 to 1959, and again from 1969 to 1970. She testified on the exploitation of women in variety work and the union's shortcomings in representing those workers. For her contributions to both radio and motion pictures, Singleton was honored with 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1960. Penny Singleton passed away on November 12, 2003 from respiratory failure at age 95. So over here by the entrance is Section L, and we go over here, Tier 15, grave 35, is the final resting place of actress Jane Wyatt. She was born August 12, 1910 in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. She was an American actress who is best remembered for her role as housewife and mother Margaret Anderson on the television comedy Father Knows Best, in which the role earned her 3 consecutive Emmy Awards in 1958, 59, and 60 for Best Actress in a Comedy Series. Her other best-known TV role was as Amanda Grayson, the human mother of Spock on Star Trek. She made her film debut in 1934 in the film One More River, and in 1937 she co-starred in arguably her most famous film role, Lost Horizon. Her other film roles included 1947's Gentleman's Agreement, 1944's None But the Lonely Heart, 1947's Boomerang, 1950's Our Very Own, and more. Jane Wyatt passed away on October 20th, 2006 at the age of 96. And that concludes my tour of San Fernando Mission Cemetery here in Mission Hills, California. Saw a bunch of famous celebrities today. Pay my respects to their final resting place. It is a hot one out. I've been trying to keep hydrated as best as possible, but it's been a good day. I got some good content in. I feel good about it. Paying my respects, honoring their memory, keeping their legacy alive. Feels good to know that I'm doing that. So, with that being said, Codeman's Travels, reminding you to always travel, experience, live. Thank you guys. You're awesome.